Security remains phenomenal and supreme to the survival and success of any government, as no cogent development can be achieved without top-notch security put in place. Kogi State has had its own share of security challenges, majorly in forms of kidnapping and armed robbery. And in curbing these insecurities, Governor Yahaya Bello, on assumption of office, studied the peculiar nature of the state's security challenges from a geographical, political, and social stance, and for the first time in history, unified all the security forces to form an alliance formidable enough to tackle the menace head-on.
I was once attacked by armed robbers in my house when I was a civil servant, then in KOGI, and I was faced with a gun directly on my head, and I knew exactly what security means. Secondly, and the most horrifying one, was when my mother was kidnapped. I was kept in a cave for 93 days before we were able to secure her release. An 83-year-old woman. It was long before I became a governor. That should be 2014, I should think so. If you have never been confronted with insecurity, probably you wouldn't appreciate what it means to be secured. Therefore, as God propelled me into this position, I made it a point of duty to ensure that the security of lives and property. If I can face this challenge, I can imagine what other ordinary citizens are facing daily in KOGI State here, in terms of kidnapping, armed robbery, and all forms of criminality. And we know surely that in this office today, we are determined to make a very serious impact on the lives of ordinary citizens and the good people of KOGI State. And if the state is not safe and secure, there's no how we'll be able to achieve all our set goals and objectives. That's why I take it very, very serious, and these are the issues that inspired me.
KOGI was gripped in a kind of fear. As of the time the Excellency Yahaya Bello took up the matter of leadership in KOGI on 27th January 2015, people were living in fear as a result of terrorist activities in the northeast affected us in KOGI. We have very high rate of kidnapping in KOGI. We have robbery incidences every day, as well as cultist activities, and we have communal classes and other social vices were prevalent in KOGI as of the time he took over. And it got to a level that the citizens, they could not even go out for their businesses, go to farm without getting kidnapped. People could not travel across KOGI State again because of kidnap cases. And people started avoiding the routes of KOGI. And it is not possible to avoid KOGI. KOGI is too central to Nigeria, central to our activities, at least north-south travels. Within the country, you just have to pass through KOGI, because we have on record about 82% of people traveling between north and south have to pass through KOGI. We are connected to 9 states, including Abuja, making it 10. And at the same time, the other 27 states that we don't have direct borders with KOGI, they still have to empty into the state that have borders with KOGI in order to access Abuja, in order to access Lagos. So in order to access East. This was the situation we had, that the governor had to quickly sit down to see how to give confidence back to the people, to be able to have life back to the people, to be able to live and to have their businesses going. And for people not to avoid KOGI because of kidnap, and not to give us bad name as a kidnap state.
When I came on board, I took stock of the security situation, observed the lapses, and we decided to tackle it head on. First, I called on all the security heads. We all sat together and we held an inner circle security meeting. And I was able to put them together. Before, every security agency on their own, they do whatever they like and there's no coordination. There's no proper direction. So I was able to put them together. We sat down, we reviewed the security situation. Remember that between January 1st and January 27th, 2016, that I was sworn in, there are recorded 28 cases of kidnapping, armed robbery, hired assassin, and the rest. So it was alarming. And at that time, kidnapping and armed robbery on the highway are synonymous to Kogi State. So it was unacceptable. So immediately I assumed office. I was able to bring these various agencies together. We evaluate and reviewed the situation. And we put heads together and were able to determine, the immediate action plan, or what we're supposed to do in the immediate, in the midterm, and in the long run, to ensure that we tackle the insecurity. So we brought out a plan, and we immediately started to embark on it. First of it was, like I said, bringing them together. Two, giving them logistic support. We were able to buy over 150 security vehicles, communication gadgets, and several other security gadgets that has really aided us.
We have a robust relationship with our sister security agencies and the government of Kogi State. This healthy interagency cooperation has been very critical to the successes that we continue to wreak out. But one area I want to single out is the decision of the government of Kogi State to clear all the shrubs along the major corridors crisscrossing Kogi State. Kogi State shares boundary with 9 states and the FCT, making 10 states, we will say. And so that you cannot go to the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, most of the time from the southwest, from south-south, southeast, and even north-central. You must pass through Kogi State. And in the recent past, we had a lot of reports on kidnap. But I think kidnap has crashed. Incidents of kidnap, the number has crashed. Very minimal now, if there is any. Osara used to be famous for kidnap, but I think a lot of Nigerians can now testify that Osara is quite calm. For a long time, we've not recorded any. I'm sure the last incident must have been end of April, 1st or 2nd day of May. We've not had any incidents. And we intend to maintain that status quo, that we don't have such incidents. Not just Osara, but all nook and crannies of Kogi State. And so I consider it very wise for the government to take it upon themselves to clear left and right side of the road almost 20 meters both ways. And that means if you drive across Kogi State, even at bends, you can see very far. And I think that's very important. And so where you have people hibernate and ambush traffic to stop them, kidnap, or rob them, that has reduced. And our patrols, our patrol teams are a lot safer because they can see very far. Not so easy to ambush them anymore. And that's a major contribution I think the state government has made to security. In addition to providing the Operation Total Freedom, the government purchased a lot of vehicles even before I came here. And the allowances are paid to those officers on Operation Total Freedom.
Right from the inaugural speech, he made it very clear that he was going to sit with security agencies so that synergy could be adopted to tackle insecurity in Kogi, and that was what was done. What we did first was how and why are all these criminal cases in Kogi. We discovered that we drew back to 2011 election. Politicians give arms to our youths. They give them ammunition to protect them for their own selfish interests. We now discover that the Northeast problem of that is terrorist activities, because of the hilly nature of Kogi, also affected the state, where the terrorist group find it easy to make their cells, to make their bombs, to make everything, to hide within the hilly side of Kogi. So that I'm talking specifically the central district. So because between January 2015 and June 2016 last year, we have 167 kidnap cases in Kogi. And terrorist activities in Kaba. In 2011, we had demolition of cells of terrorists. In the North Central, we have several places they were carrying out the activities. And in the same thing, part of the East, where the activities were going on. So what was done was to look at these very criminal cases and how it affects us, and what are the things we could do to quickly put them in order to allow investment in the state. So we put heads together, and there was a synergy for intelligence gathering. There was a renewed strength of intelligence, which is very vital in security management. The government ensured that it made the security agencies in Kogi to work in harmony, synergize, share intelligence, and carried out joint operations. The government did not stop in that light. We equally look at using our local people, that is vigilante group. And we are lucky, by 2012, the Kogi State House has already passed law on Kogi Vigilante Service. This was brought up, and as of today, the government is training not less than 3,000 vigilante group. And these people are deployed back to the communities to help the security agencies. As in Mele, we have the renewed synergy among the security services, and we now have the vigilante working together. It now pays off.
We went into our laws and extract the relevant portions that supported Kogi State to establish her vigilante group. And at the same time, we went into sensitizing the people of Kogi State, to take security very seriously. We had toll-free lines, where citizens can call in and report any cases of crime, especially kidnapping, armed robbery, and the rest. So the information they provided really helped, and it was treated, with utmost secrecy and confidentiality. We went into clearing the major highways across the state, where kidnappers, armed robbers hide and jump on the road to waylay travelers. And then that yielded a whole lot of result. And of course, I cried to our president, and he listened to us very well. So he gave us a very great support by ensuring that the various heads of securities, like the Chief of Defense Staff, Chief of Army Staff, the Inspector General of Police, the Chief of Naval Staff, the Head of Civil Defense in Abuja, and the rest, were able to deploy special forces to Kogi State. And, we were able to stem the problem of insecurity in the state. Like I said, we cleared the roads, so from a distance, you'll be able to, at least 20 meters off the shoulders, you'll be able to see clearly ahead of you, whatever is happening. And then the security agencies deploy themselves strategically along our highways and our urban cities.
One of the causes of security issues like armed robbery and kidnapping is as a result of unemployed youth. And in tackling this problem, the government of Yahaya Bello has set up many measures to gainfully engage our teeming youth.
Yeah, we immediately set up Office of the Job Creation and Youth Empowerment. A whole lot of our youth has been engaged. Aside sensitizing them. First, I don't believe that even unemployment is a license for you to take to criminality. because there are a whole lot you can do on your own. Why did you decide to go into criminality when you know that you can ordinarily go and learn something? Criminality is not an alternative to joblessness. But we have been able to engage our youths, sensitize them, a whole lot of training program ongoing, entrepreneurship skill acquisition ongoing, and a whole lot of them that have been trained are being empowered as we speak. So they are now seeing that, one, if you go into criminality, you'll be nabbed and you'll face the full wrath of the law. Providing alternative for skill acquisition, and training, was equally good, because you can't go into criminality and scot-free. So rather, you're forced to look for an alternative in the better way. And we have various farming and agricultural programs that we have kickstarted, and a whole lot of our youths are now into agriculture, and we'll continue to support them in order that they're not jobless. In our civil service so far, even though it was top heavy, we're trying to reverse the pyramid. A whole lot of our skilled and graduates have been employed in the civil service so far, especially in judiciary. Recruitment is ongoing in the medical sector. KOGI State Internal Revenue Service employed hundreds of our able-bodied men and women that are driving our revenue internally. And forestry as well. We employed hundreds of our youths as forestry guards. So then I told you earlier about the vigilantes. Instead of just being jobless, staying out there, doing nothing, singing praises of politicians when they come, rather we engage them, gainfully by sending them for training as vigilante. And right now they are doing very well. They are cooperating very well with other security forces, and we are having a whole lot of success.
The interest of the governor himself on issues relating to security is also very encouraging, and maintaining that open door policy, calling security meetings quite regularly to discuss issues of security. I think that's a commendable effort. So once you have that combination, an interest from the governor and from the good people of KOGI State, I think it's a major achievement. And then the whistleblowing policy, that if you give information leading to arrest of criminals, especially those in possession of illegal weapons, the government makes, I think they pay 500,000 to people who bring such information. That's a good incentive for people who, and it's an encouragement that has really enabled people to come forward. But not just the government, the good people of KOGI State have also been highly mobilized, because through our contact, meeting with various groups, there's a lot of trust, confidence in security agencies. And I think that is a major contribution that I'm so grateful about. The security agencies, the Nigeria Police, which is the lead agency and which has primacy on internal security, in collaboration with other security agencies, have been doing all their best to ensure that incidents of crime are reduced to the barest minimum. I think KOGI State is calm, is peaceful, and is safe for all and sundry.
The milestones of the government of Yahaya Bello in making Kogi more secure and safe for dwelling and investment is no more news to the indigents of the state and the whole of Nigeria. So much so that he was graced with the award of recognition for outstanding leadership and efforts at addressing security challenges in KOGI State by the Nigerian Police Force.
Dear citizens of KOGI State and my dear brothers, youths young and able-bodied, men and women of Kogi State, and indeed that of the country, I call on all of you to first, believe in yourselves. Believe that this moment is ours. Let's make best use of it. Kogi State used to be a kidnapper's den, armed robbery haven. However, we have changed the tides. I am committed to serve you to the best of my ability. Kogi State is getting safer and safer by the day. We were once on the blacklist of the United States of America, but thank God that is off due to our effort in securing lives and property. The United States of America Ambassador to Nigeria, Mr. Stuart Simonton, visited. The UK Ambassador to Nigeria, the High Commissioner to Nigeria, visited. The European Union Ambassador visited, and a host of others. Investors are queuing up to invest in Kogi State. That is owing to the fact that Kogi State is secured. Please, drop crimes and criminality. Nobody has ever engaged in crimes and criminality and succeeded. Therefore, let's believe in this administration of myself and the administration of our President, Muhammadu Buhari, and the leadership of our great party, the All Progressives Congress. It is tough, it is difficult, but gradually we are going to get there. I can assure you that with all the efforts we are putting forward in executing all our programs and policies, Kogi State is going to be a haven for investors. They are coming over, and we are going to have enough jobs. The economy is going to be revamped, and Kogi State will be safe for all of us. Please, remain calm, remain peaceful, stay out of trouble. Please, let's believe in ourselves. Thank you, and God bless.